Welcome to Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 4. And this video is for Kristen and Mitch, the itch. But you know what, y'all? I got to give him a little bit of credit this week. He wasn't itching as much. I don't know if that's saying anything, but at least it wasn't as bad as it was last week. But let me tell you, if ignoring red flags was a person, Kristen's picture would be on the billboard. I don't like a person who always points out the red flags, but I also feel like sometimes Kristen is ignoring them, covering them up, overcompensating for them. I don't want her always pointing them out, but she chatters so much. She really talks a lot. Sometimes I don't even see how Mitch can get his sentence out because I think she has sort of this nervous chatter that goes on. I could tell she's in sales because she could talk fast. I thought I could talk fast. Kristen can talk fast. And she has a nervous chatter goes on that she constantly feels every minute, every second of the space with words. And sometimes she should just be quiet and listen. I think that's how she overlooks things on men a lot because she doesn't take enough time to actually listen to what they're saying. Because some of the stuff that Mitch says is actually horrific. And I think if she listened to what he said, maybe it would be sinking in a little bit more for her. But he was still itching because he started talking about in the honeymoon suite about how awkward it was right now being with someone. Because normally when you're on a date, you're looking your best and you're putting your best foot forward. Well, wait a minute, itch. Didn't you just say last week you don't like all the pomp and circumstance? And now that you're about to get stripped down to all your naturalness, down to your undies, no makeup on, no hair done, now you still got a problem and talking about it's awkward? What do you want? Do you want the glam girl or do you want the girl with no makeup and all that? Oh, it's awkward. It's awkward. He can't really decide what he wants because I think the way that itch is made, he just likes to complain all the time. Nothing is ever good enough for him or nothing is ever right. I think he stays in complaint mode constantly. And you know what? In some ways, Kristen is really the best thing for him. I don't know if he's going to realize it because what Kristen does is she's always making an excuse for Mitch, always trying to accommodate him. And you got one person who's complaining and one person who's trying to smooth it over and make everything right all the time. They probably could really be a good pair because she has a knack for it. When I see the red flags, as red as this shirt that I have on right today, she has a way of overlooking it and moving right on past it. And that's kind of what he needs. He needs a person who doesn't look at him, I guess, and doesn't judge him or it doesn't bother him and can look right on past it. But something tells me that he, you know what? He ain't going to be smart enough. I see all the previews coming up and the stuff he's saying. He's not going to appreciate Kristen, but the truth of the matter is, Kristen is the type of person he actually really needs. Because I don't know too many people who will put up with Mitch, the itch. And he still got on that doggone Band-Aid. That's so irritating. At this point in time, isn't that unsanitary? If you have to wear a Band-Aid, what are we on now? The second day, third day, and you still got this Band-Aid on? Maybe you should have gone and gotten stitches. Because I don't know why you are still wearing this Band-Aid. This is unsanitary. He talks about he likes it when Kristen takes off her shoes and her makeup. Why don't you take off that Band-Aid? That's what I need. If I was Kristen, I'd be like, you know what? You want me to take off my shoes, my makeup, my earrings, make my hair look all crazy. Take off that Band-Aid because I want to see your real head. But she don't see no signs because she's still talking about coming out the bathroom, talking about, do you miss me? Girl, he don't miss you. He don't miss you at all. He miss your mama. He might miss your mama, but he don't miss you. Kristen asking questions that she should already know the answer to. Mitch is really not feeling her right now. He's not. And she's just a nervous ball. She's really so intent on pleasing him and everything and making sure he's comfortable. I hate this role reversal because I think it really should be Mitch, the itch, who's trying to make Kristen feel comfortable, and it's her. Oh, can I put my hand here? Can I cuddle with you? Is this okay? Is this all right? Am I harming you? Am I touching you in the wrong place? Oh my gosh. Why are you caring so much about this man's feelings? It's really just overload. It is too much. He's a 41-year-old, a baby, and she's up here treating him like with kid gloves. And you wouldn't be a 41-year-old baby unless you came with some food you don't like and picky eater. Of course, it goes hand in hand. Just like when your baby wouldn't eat nothing. Here we go. We got the baby, Mitch the itch. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like these foods. Oh, they sent me a plastic cup. If this is what's to come, Krysten, get ready. Get ready, Krysten, for a lifetime of this, because this man needs constant attention. He needs people constantly accommodating him and constantly pumping him up. One thing I'm starting to realize about Mitch the Itch is he walks around like he's so confident, but he really isn't. One of the things I figured out about him, all that put down stuff he was doing about Krysten before he even met her. So he wasn't even putting her down. He was just like a negative Nancy. I think he was really scared whether or not the woman, which ended up being Krysten, was going to like him. He's one of those types of people, like he's got to be the first to the punch. He started putting her down and basically saying bad things about her or possibly anyone else before she has a chance to say it about him. Because one thing I know about this episode, he does start to thaw out a little bit. But the reason he's thawing out is because Krysten is just showering him with compliments, pumping him up, showering him with confidence and everything. So now he feels safe enough to sort of relax. He's really the uncomfortable one. He's really the one who has lower self-esteem than Krysten, because before he can compliment Krysten, you need to make him feel so warm and fuzzy, so comfortable, so confident that now maybe he can say a little nice thing about Krysten. He has never really even said she's beautiful or anything. Now he's just saying, oh, you look okay. You look all right. I don't like him. But when he went to that breakfast with the family, with that mama, you know, he says that, hey, he all get that giggling laugh as soon as he sees that mama. He liked that mama. But anyway, you know, he's talking about, well, I'm going to give 100% to Krysten. And now he's coming up with a little bit of a better tune, which I like that about, that he came up with a bit of a better tune sitting up there at the table. I'm going to give her my 100% and I'm going to make her happy. And he's like, I'm glad she's not a bougie diva, because I don't like a bougie diva. I really liked her when she took off her that dress and all that makeup and off her shoes. That's really how I like her, you know, walking around barefoot in the bush. And when that mama said, you know, what about your past relationships did you do that didn't make you a good fit with women or didn't make it successful? And he says, oh, I wasn't being true to myself. I was a closet environmentalist. What does that mean? You're a closet environmentalist. Why does being an environmentalist break up a relationship? This is ridiculous. This shows that he's really must be some sort of fanatic. What was he saying? That he was in a relationship with a person, and because they were using plastic, he was too afraid to speak up, so he built a resentment for the person, then he blew up. He acts like he's a closet homosexual or something. Closet environmentalist. How was that such a change where you couldn't just get along with another person just because you're an environmentalist? What, environmentalists can't be around nobody else but other environmentalists? This is ridiculous. But that mama, Krysten may not be looking at the red flags, but that mama saw it right away. She said, you're going to have a little bit of problem and you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle more than Krysten, because your problem is you don't know how to divide your time between a woman and this little environmentalist stuff. She says you're going to have a harder time than Krysten. And that mama is right. Because what she's picking up on is he's selfish. Nothing is better. Nothing is more important than him and his environmental thing. Krysten going to be third, fourth in line. That's what she's going to be, third, fourth in line. And if we wanted to know where Mitch got this little snide remarks and the way he talks, to be honest with you, I think he might have got it from his own mama. Because when Krysten sat down at breakfast with him and the mama, she had a look on her face like, I'm not impressed. She really had a look like she was not impressed with Krysten. And the funny thing is, they better be had Krysten is with her son and their brother. Because we find out that sister-in-law was spilling all the tea. The sister-in-law and the brother and everybody else basically saying he's a jerk. He is a jerk. I mean, let me tell you, there is no good way to put a good spin on when someone calls you a jerk. If someone calls you a jerk, there's no good spin to put on it. None. And here you go, Krysten. Oh, how can I make him comfortable? How can I make him like me? How can I make sure he's okay? There she is, worrying about all of his comfort and what's best for him. And that's been part of the problem, because that's probably what people have done to him. Because typically when you have a person like Mitch in the room who makes all the noise, who's screaming and yelling, everybody's always trying to calm them down. And that's really part of his problem. He never grew up. He never, ever grew up. It's really ironic that sister-in-law is talking about how she really clashed with Mitch and they didn't get along with Mitch. And at one time, Mitch was the babysitter of their kids. I believe this is the same brother. And it's so funny how Mitch talking about all these nieces, and these nieces of his are the love of his life. And he got them all up in these wedding pictures and everything. And the mama don't even really like them. Go figure. But like they said, his ego, his pride is huge. And that's what I think. He doesn't like to be the one rejected. He likes to reject first because actually he doesn't like to be rejected. His pride and ego is huge. That's why I think in a lot of ways, he's not trying to blow Krysten up. He's not trying to make Krysten think she's got such a great position in this relationship because he wants to stay superior. He wants Krysten to constantly dote after him, make sure he's comfortable, compliment him, everything, and then he wants to give her crumbs. Honestly, when these parents and these relatives were talking about Mitch, it started to remind me about that conversation Lindsay had last year when Mark, when Lindsay's father was trying to warn Mark. It really sounds like the whole conversation talking about you're gonna have to learn how to forgive a lot. Obviously, he don't know how to hold his tongue. He's brutally honest, like they said, and like I said, Krysten gonna be overlooking it. He gonna come out with insults or things that she doesn't like, and she just gonna talk over him and start talking about something else. I'm not liking this dynamic at all. And then when he comes back and he starts talking to Krysten about, Krysten says, well, how'd you like my family? He says, oh, your mom, she's a straight shooter. She's highly intelligent. Here he is giving the mom all these compliments and still not a compliment for Krysten. I don't understand this man. He can seem to compliment the mama 3, 4, 5 times every time something comes out his mouth about her, but he still can't give her a compliment. And then when Krysten starts telling him what she talked about at the house, she starts talking about, well, they said you were a rebel and that, that kind of intrigued me. What? They said more than he was a rebel, Krysten. He said that he was a jerk. They said that he was brutally honest, hard to get along with. And you took all that and you picked out the one word rebel like it's exciting. And she's like, oh, that's exciting and intriguing. So you're excited and intrigued about him being called a rebel, but you don't have nothing to say about them calling him a jerk? Girl, don't you see these red flags waving over here? And when they get ready to go on this honeymoon and Krysten wants to have this moment of popping the confetti and up in the air, oh, I can't pop no confetti because I see this over the beaches all the time and it gets everywhere. So I can't participate in that. Take the Band-Aid off because I don't know how many horses you done killed to have a Band-Aid that sticks to your head this long. You killing animals. But I think Krysten picked up on it a little bit because when he starts spiraling out, talking about, oh, I don't know if I want to wear this shirt that says hubby on it. And Krysten was like, you know what? Do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. I think she's already picking up on he is difficult. He's like a little Devo. And when they got to the honeymoon, did you hear the part where Krysten was like, oh, I hope they have a bathtub because mama needs a bathtub. And then she says, and daddy gonna have to learn how to take a bathtub too. And then Nate was like, ooh, Mitch, she already calling you daddy. And Mitch said, that ain't the first woman. This man, he really, really, really think highly of himself. He really, really does. He has put himself way, way too high up in the sky as being a good catch. He actually needs to be happy with any woman that even likes him, to be honest with you. He finally got a compliment. He says he likes women that are assertive. He said he finally likes the fact that Krysten is assertive. But you know what he likes about Krysten? What he likes about Krysten is forthright. She's assertive and giving him compliments. That's what he likes. And he likes the fact that he doesn't have to give her any compliments in return. So he likes the fact that she's independent. She's confident enough to give compliments and not expect one in return. That's what he's actually talking about because he's not talking about he likes her assertiveness all by itself. He likes his assertiveness where it benefits him, where she can run around and she can do everything. She can take charge and he doesn't have to do nothing. He doesn't have to say anything nice and he can just run around and do whatever he wants to do. He's talking about maybe he's more guarded than he wants to be right now, but as he feels more comfortable, he'll let his guard down. There it goes again. That's basically baiting Krysten. Keep giving me this. Keep making me feel comfortable. Keep pumping me up. And then maybe I'll give you a few more breadcrumbs along the way. He ain't worth it. But Krysten finally said something. She said, you know what? I'm not so concerned about the pace overall, but I do want to see some progress day to day. That's what she said. She goes, I'm not going to sit up here and be like this forever. You're going to need to make some progress day to day. And he looked at her like this, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you that. His ego needs stroking continuously. Even when he came out in that little robe and he was strutting around waiting for Krysten to compliment him again, he's always looking for a moment to be complimented. He's always looking for a moment. That's why he creates his whole narrative around being an environmentalist because he wants people to praise him for it. He creates these moments. And even when they were on the boat, everybody, the couples had met and everything. And they were like, what were your first impression? Once again, he goes back to the story about the mama. Once again, instead of praising his wife and giving his wife a compliment, the compliments are for the mama. He can't compliment her. He doesn't want to compliment her because he wants to continually stay superior to her at all times. So she never thinks that she's the catch. She wants her to constantly believe that he's the catch. And after all this, we found out he's celibate too. But he ain't celibate by choice. He is celibate because he hasn't been able to get no woman to sleep with him for over a year and a half. Obviously, because I'm sure there's a lot of women that don't make it, don't even want to go on a second date with Mitch. They don't even want to go on a second date with him. He talking about he hasn't done it for a year and a half. He hasn't had sex for a year and a half. And so he's uncomfortable. I know he is. I know he's completely uncomfortable. He's probably afraid that once he does do it, Krysten ain't going to be liking it. And so what he's going to do is he's going to put up a whole lot of walls to not be able to have sex, because the main thing is he's scared that she won't like the D. But he gonna gaslight her. He gonna say it's her fault. It's her fault he doesn't want to do it, when the truth of the matter is he's scared. He's scared. He's a scary little old man. But anyway, y'all, that's it. I hope you watch my other videos that I do for the other couples, and you'll see a link here above my head, and you can watch it now. Talk to you later. Bye.